Welcome back to the channel Home of Programming. In today's session, we will be continuing our third session of Microsoft Excel. In the previous session, we explored the tab file, right? So, a file tab contains options for opening a new Excel workbook, or you can open an existing workbook, and we have options for save our file. So to save an already saved file in another name, you can use the option save as. So then you can print, share your Excel workbook, and you can export your Excel workbook to some other formats. If you want to close it, you can close. So, and if you want to have some advanced options, you can configure your Microsoft account with Excel, right? So if you want to send your feedback about Microsoft Excel to Microsoft, you can choose the option feedback. So to add or remove certain options, we can use the options menu, right? After that, we learned how to create a new tab, right? So here we have created a new tab, Home of Programming, right? So similarly, today we will start to explore the Home tab, right? So literally, tab contains groups and command icons, right? So this Home tab is containing 7 groups, right? So those 7 groups are clipboard, font, alignment, number, styles, cells, and editing, right? So these are the 7 groups that are available under the menu Home, right? So the first group inside our Home tab is clipboard, right? Sorry, no, it is not clipboard, it is clipboard, right? So inside clipboard, we are having 4 options. One is cut, copy, paste, and the final is format painter, right? So here, in the previous session itself, I have told the purpose of cut, copy, and paste, right? So if the cut function will remove the selected text from a particular position, and wherever you want to paste it, you can paste it, right? For example, here I am going to write some text, right? So, and I am going to repeat it for some other lines. So now I am going to cut these portion of cells and I am going to paste it here, right? So this is the usage of cut function, right? So what copy will do is, here if I want to copy this content to some other location, we can do that, right? So here the difference between cut and copy is, cut will move the content from one cell to another cell or one location to another cell, right? So whereas copying will keep the text that has been copied from one location to another location, right? So which means copied content will be available in both locations, right? So to paste the cut or copied content, we can use the paste function. The shortcut for cut, copy, paste is, to cut a content, we can use the shortcut Ctrl plus Ctrl plus X. To copy a content, we can use the shortcut Ctrl plus C. To paste a content, we can use the options shortcut key as Ctrl plus V, right? So these are about cut, copy, and paste. Another one is format painter, right? For example, I am going to add some background color to these cells, right? So and now I have added a blue background to these cells, and I am going to change the text color to white, right? So now if I want to keep these set of formatting for another set of cells, what I can do is, I can select these cells and I can copy, right? So now if I click format painter and select some other cells, these formatting options will be copied here, right? So the difference between your copy and Format Painter is that Format Painter will copy only the designing options, that is the color, background color or the font color. Those formatting options will be copied when we use Format Painter. Whereas copying will copy the design as well as the content, right? So this is all about our clipboard group, which consists of 4 options: cut, copy, paste and Format Painter, right? So let's move on to font group, which contains font style, font size, increase font size, decrease font size, bold, italic, underline, border, fill color, font color, right? So here the first option is font style, right? So now if I want to change the font style of these text, I can select this text and I can change the font style, right? So we can choose any font that we wish to use, right? So after that there is font size, right? We can change the font size of our text, right? So we can change the font size of our text using font size, or we can simply click on this icon to increase or decrease icon, right? Decrease the font size, right? So this is about our font style, font size and increase font size, decrease font size, right? So after that, if we want to make it bold, already it is bold. So now if I want to make it bold, we can click the icon B. If you want to make it italicized, click on the command button I. So to make the text to be underlined, you can select the icon U. So next there is an option for adding borders, right? So now I am going to select this portion, and when I click on border icon, it will show multiple options, right? So if I select bottom border, on the selected portions will have a border at bottom, right? So if I click on all borders, so let's have all borders, right? So it will be like this, right? So for each cell there will be top, left, right and bottom, right? So for now I am going to have no borders, right? So if we want to make a border thick, you can do it. So similarly, to add bottoms for your cell, we can use this border icon, right? And if you want to draw a border, and if you want to change the line colors, we can do that, right? So you can use the pencil to make a border, right? So similarly we can do that, right? I am undoing it, right? So after that we are having fill color and font color, right? So what the fill color will do is, I am going to select this particular cell and clicking on fill color will add a background color to that particular cell, whereas font color will change the color of the respective text. Here I am going to change this color to red, right? So this is the difference between your fill color and font color. And this is all about your font group, which is containing options such as font style, font size, increase font size, decrease font size. To change your style of the font, such as you can change the style of your font to Times New Roman, Cambria, Algerian or any other format, right? So after that, if we want to change the size of the font, either we can use this size, or if we want to increase or decrease the size, you can click on this particular icons, right? So after that we are having options for bold, italic, underline, and if you want to make a border, we can do that. After that we are having options for fill color and font color, right? So here the shortcuts we are having for bold, italic, underline are, so to make your text bold, you can use the shortcut Control plus B, right? So to make your text italicized, you can press the keys Control plus I. Similarly, for underlining your text, you can use the shortcut keys Control plus U, right? So this is about your font group. Let's move on to the alignment group, right? So as usual, here we are having three types of alignment. One is left, another one is centered, another one is right aligned, right? So in Excel there is no option for justify alignment, right? So here we are having these three types of alignment as well: top align, middle align and bottom align, right? So what these three alignment icon will do is, here if I am having a cell merged here, right? So now I am writing some text, hello, right? So it is under the bottom of the cell, right? So as I have merged these cells into a single cell, I can make the text to be in center, right? So I click on this particular cell, and when I click on this middle, your text will move, right? So if you want it to in top portion, we can move it, right? So for this purpose, we are having top align, bottom align and middle align, right? After that, if you want to make your text to be diagonal, we can use this orientation icon, right? So in that, if you want to make your text diagonalized either as clockwise or anti-clockwise, right? After that, if you want to make your text to be in vertical, we can do that. After that we are having options for rotating our cell, right? So either in upward or downward direction we can rotate our cell. So to keep it horizontal, we can just again click on our text rotation in upwards direction, and I am going to keep the alignment for this particular cell as middle aligned, right? So the next option is, there is an option for decreasing our indent and increasing our indent, right? That is some sort of space from the margin, right? So I am keeping my cell in B17, right? So I am highlighting the cell B17. When I click on decrease indent, so it will move leftward, and if I click on increase indent, it will move rightwards, right? So after that, there is an option for wrapping the text. So what wrapping will do is, it will make the text to the next line when it reaches the end of the cell. So if we type some larger content in the cell, so when it will reach the, it will exceed our size of the cell, right? Exceeds the size of the cell, right? So here, to overcome this, I can select this particular cell, and if I click on wrap text, the content will be brought down when it reaches the end of the cell. So that is, if the content exceeds the available cell size, either we can increase the cell size, or if I click on wrap text, the content will be brought to down when it reaches the end of the cell, right? So, and merging and center is, we can select multiple cells and merge it. That is, we can combine multiple cell and make it center, right? So in this kind of situation, we need to use top align, middle align and bottom align, right? So this is all about your alignment group, which contains options for aligning your text such as left align, right align, center align, and in case of merging rows, we can use the alignment options such as top align, bottom align and middle align. So after that, if we want to have our text in diagonal location, we can. So if we type some larger content in the cell, so when it will reach the, it will exceed our size of the cell, right? Exceeds the size of the cell, right? So here, to overcome this, I can select this particular cell, and if I click on wrap text, the content will be brought down when it reaches the end of the cell. So that is, if the content exceeds the available cell size, either we can increase the cell size, or if I click on wrap text, the content will be brought to down when it reaches the end of the cell, right? So, and merging and center is, we can select multiple cells and merge it. That is, we can combine multiple cell and make it center, right? So in this kind of situation, we need to use top align, middle align and bottom align, right? So this is all about your alignment group, which contains options for aligning your text such as left align, right align, center align, and in case of merging rows, we can use the alignment options such as top align, bottom align and middle align. So after that, if we want to have our text in diagonal location, we can do it so by selecting the option orientation, right? So after that, we can decrease or increase our indenting, and if we want to wrap the content of your cell, we can select the option wrap text, and if we want to combine multiple cell and make it to center, we can choose the option merge and center. So this is all the options that are available under your alignment group, right? After that, there is number group, right? So what the number group will contain is, it will contain options for number format, right? So this drop down will contain formats such as general, number, currency, accounting, short date, long date, time, percentage, fraction, scientific, right? So here I am typing some value as 125. So this is when we type it in a general mode, it will be as 125 itself. Now I am clicking this and I want to make it to a number. It will be changed to 125.00. After that, so if we want to make it as a currency, it will be prefixed with $sign. If you want to make it as a date, it will be displayed with the default date as 5/4/1900, right? So if we want to make it as a time, it will display it as 12 AM. And if you want to have your number in percentage format, it will be displayed, and you can change it to fraction or scientific, right? So other than this, we are having some other options also, right? So here what I am going to do is, I am going to keep it as general, and so let's say have 125 itself, right? Let's have 125, and what I am going to do is, now change it to number, and we can decrease or increase our decimal places, right? So for example, if we are dividing some number, and in some cases we can have some digits after point, right? Like 3 point. So the value of pi will be 3.14, right? So this is a default value we are using, but the actual value may extend up some numbers, right? So like this, right? So now what we can do is, we can decrease the indent or increase our decimal places, right? So these are the options available in your number format. So if you want to make it with $sign, we can do that, and if you want to end with percentage symbol or comma, we can do that, right? So this is the option available under your number group. So which is, this number group will have the options to make your number or a text. So it is not possible to convert your text into dollar or percentage. So if you are having a number in your cell, you can change it to percentage, decimal, currency format, time, date, like this, right? So, and finally, if you want to increase or decrease the decimal places, we can do that, right? So this is all about your number group. And after that is, we are having styles group, right? So in styles group, we are having 3 options. One is conditional formatting, format as table, and cell styles. So now let's see format as table, right? So we are having some content here, right? What I am going to do is, I am going to make these three columns to table, right? Now I have selected these clipboard font and alignment columns, and I'm going to click on format as table, right? So I'm going to choose this particular format or any other format if you wish, right? So when I select a design option for formatting my table, it will show you the columns that rows and column that has been selected already. So if it is okay for you, you can click on OK, right? So now it has been changed to column, right? So again, if you want to see it clearly, so we can type some content here, right? And after that, so let's have some 4x4 columns. Right. So select these cells and click on format as table and select any one design option. So it will it will show you the selected cells. If you click on OK, it will be displayed as column, right? So this is a way with which you can make your cells to look like a column, right? So formatting cells can be done with the help of cell styles. You can change the background color, or if you want to make it as a calculation or something, you can do with cell styles. So these are the general options which we can do, right? So this is a similar to changing our themes, right? This is about your cell style, and the important thing here is conditional formatting, right? So where we can perform conditional formatting is if you are having your class record, that is the result table, right? So in case of a result table, there may be a situation to highlight the top 3 record and bottom 3 record, and if it is a fees table, you may want to highlight the students, those who have not paid their fees, like, right? So in certain cases you can apply conditional formatting, right? So now what I am going to do is I am going to select these particular cells and I am going to apply some conditional formatting, right? So I am going to click. So for the first option is highlight cells. In that I am having options for greater than, less than, between, equal to, text that contains data occurring duplicate values, right? So what I am going to do is, we have 120 is repeated, right? In this particular selected data, I have repeatedly given the value 120. So I am going to highlight that cell, right? So highlight cell rules, I am selecting duplicate values. So here duplicate values dialog box will be opened. So if you want to change the color, so the default color will be light red fill with dark red text, right? So if you want to change it, you can change it, or you can keep it as it is, right? So now that particular cell has been highlighted, right? So then what you can do is, if you want to highlight the values which are greater than 50, you can do that. So I am going to make the color as green, right? So the color has been changed to green, right? So other than this, you can also have a data bar, right? So let's create another set of record. So here I am going to apply data bar values, right? So data bars are, it will be a progress bar that indicates the size of value, right? So 100 is smaller and 200 is little larger than that, 300 is larger than 200. So like that it will give you, right? So instead of it, if you want to add color scales, you can apply it, right? So after that, if we want to place any icon before your values, we can place that, right? So these are the options available under conditional formatting. So as I told you before, if you want to highlight top 10 items and bottom 10 items, we can also do that, right? So similarly, we can also define our own custom rule, right? So I'm going to define a new rule. So it displays 6 options, right? So the first one is format all cells based on their values. Second one is format only cells that contain a specific value. For example, if we want to select a range of data, we can format that, right? The third one is top and bottom ranked values. Fourth one is above or below the average. For this, we have to calculate the average of our results, and depending on that average, we have to format the values which is above or below the average, right? So if we want to format any unique data or duplicate values, right? So finally we can use our formula to determine which cells to format, right? So let's see one by one. The first option is format all cells based on their values, right? So here it will highlight the lowest value to the highest value, right? For example, we have selected the data which contain value as 100, 200, 300, 400 and 500, right? So we are going to add a new rule for this. So if we want to change the color, we can change, right? So let's have blue color for lowest value and darker blue for highest value, right? Just click on OK. Now, so the 100 is a smallest value, right? So it is in light blue, whereas 500 is in dark blue, right? So in this way you can format any data depending on the rule, right? So if you want to add any other rules, for example, if you want to format only cells that contain, right? In this, either you can specify any text or date, or if the cell is not at all having any data, so in such a case you can format, right? So now what I am going to do is I am going to highlight the values between 200 and 400, right? So now we didn't add any format options, right? So just again click on that, select the value between 200 and 400. So to format, just click on the format button. It will load the format dialog box, right? So in that dialog box, we have to select the formatting options, right? So if we want to fill the color, we can select that, right? Just click on OK and again click on OK, right? So now the data that is between 200 and 400 is changed to green color, right? So in this way you can add your own rule to format the certain cells, right? So after that we are having cells group, right? So cells group provide you the options to insert and delete the cells, sheets, rows and columns, right? So if you want to delete it, you can delete it, right? So after that there is one option called format inside your cells group, which allows you to change the height and width of your row and column, and similarly you can rename the sheets, or you can move or copy your sheets, right? Similarly you can change the tab color. So tab color is nothing but this sheet one is called as tabs, right? So you can change that color, right? So I am changing it as blue or red, anything you want, right? So in this way you can use the cells group, right? So this is all about your cells group, right? So if you want to increase the width of height of a row, we can do that, right? For example, I am giving it as 100. So similarly, if you want to increase the width of a column, we can do that, right? So it is 400. Let's change it to 80, right? So in this way we can use the format menu, right? So another one group that is available inside your home tab is editing, right? Which have the options such as auto sum, fill, clear, sort and filter and find and select, right? So in this we have seen find and select in our previous session itself, which allows you to find a certain value, and if you want to replace it, you can replace it, right? So before that sort and filter is there, right? So this will make your list or data to be sorted either in ascending or descending order. So here in this particular selected region, the data is already in ascending order, so I will make it in descending order. So sort largest to smallest. So here this data has been sorted from largest to smallest, which is in descending order, right? So in this way you can sort out the data, right? After that we are having one option called auto sum, which will return the sum of values of a particular row, right? So if I am clicking on this particular cell and if I click on auto sum, it will select the above rows of record, and if when I press enter, the total sum of above cell values will be displayed, right? So this is the purpose of auto sum, right? So if you want to change this particular data, if you are having some other value before that and if you want to include that also, A62 to A66 is given, right? Now I am selecting the record A61 to 66. So now your result will change. So in this way you can use auto sum, right? Another one important concept of Excel is fill command, right? So fill command will automatically fill values depending on the given command, right? So for example, if I am providing the value 50 here, and if I click on this particular handle and drag it to down, the same value will be copied to respective cells, right? So if I want to have some values from 1 to 50, I can go to fill and select series. So if you want the values to be displayed in rows, you can select rows. I want the record to be displayed in columns, so I am selecting columns. So it should be linear, right? So just click on OK, the value will be incremented by 1, right? So after that, if I am writing 60 here, right? So after that, what I am going to do is I am going to select a particular region of cells and I click on fill down, right? So this value will be copied down, right? So after that, if you want to have the record to be displayed over left or right or upwards or down, you can use, right? So I am selecting the above cells and I click on fill up. So 50, 50, 50 will be provided, right? So again I am selecting the record 70. Sorry, I am providing it. And if I click on the rows on the right side and if I click on fill right, 70 will be provided to the cells which are subsequent to the selected cells, right? So if I am giving the value as 80 and if selected any of the cells in the left side and if I click on fill left, 80 value will be copied to other cells, right? So in this way we can use fill series. Not only numbers, you can also provide date, right? So I am selecting this particular cell and I click on fill series, right? So here instead of linear I am going to select date. In that I am going to use the date unit as day. So here, so to provide a range of date values, you can just provide only one date in a particular cell, and if we click on this particular handle and drag down, so the date will be incremented downwards, right? So here it is in the format MMDDYY. So here is constant, here constant in the sense when we complete 1 year, other record will be displayed, right? For example, if I am giving it as 12/31/2020 and I am dragging the handle, right? So now what will happen is next year will be displayed and next month also will be displayed, right? So in this way you can provide the auto generation of dates, or else you can also select fill series and instead of linear you can choose date option, right? So this is about your home tab, and if you want to clear all the formats and rules, you can just click on clear all, right? So to clear all the rules and formatting we have applied. So when we click on clear, the selected data rules and formatting options will be clear. So this is all about your home tab, and I think I have explained each and every command button inside each group very clearly. So if you have any queries in these groups and tabs and command buttons, you can post your queries in the comment section. I will reply to your queries, right? So stay tuned with Home of Programming for getting live updates regarding programming. So do subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. Thank you.